What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 122 of the Clever and Original Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Kody Misialek. Alongside me, the man with a plan, Jayden Reinhart.
Howdy doody.
I don't know what that means.
It's like a weird way of saying hi, I think.
Hello.
Probably.
Howdy.
Yes.
You know?
I think
Like Woody from...
Yeah, like
From Toy
I'm
Story.
Woody.
Yeah.
Howdy,
Is that
howdy,
what we're,
howdy.
I think the duty part is just like a random word that rhymes that's made up that people decided to throw in one day. I'm not the one who made that up, so I don't
Okay.
really know what the duty means.
I mean,
I know what the howdy means.
it's probably some horrible thing. Like
Yeah.
some expletive, some...
And that horrible
Double-
expletive
Or maybe it's
double
hi
meaning.
dude. Howdy
thinger
doody.
sayer.
That's possible.
Yeah, okay.
What?
Yeah.
I was going to say, on that horrible expletive thinging sayer,
Mhm.
dude, is JJ Larson.
That is what I do on a very regular basis.
Horrible expletives.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
He also drinks water.
I do because it's the best liquid.
Nah, milk, man.
It's the
Milk's
only...
the way to go.
Meh.
Dude, he doesn't like milk.
No, milk sucks. It makes my stomach hurt, man.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, it's not, but, you know,
it's
it's just some heathens.
I just don't...
I
I
didn't
guess
really,
it's not
I
fair
didn't
for
really
you
like
because
it
you miss
much
out on
before
drinking.
that. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that they give you milk at school always confused me. It's like, I
It's
want...
supposed to build
It's like, I want
strong
fucking
bones.
water.
Yeah.
Give me water. It's like, I'm thirsty. Milk does not quench my thirst.
Hey,
Milk is
water,
food.
there's free water fountains.
Yeah, but I don't want to go to the water fountain. You know how gross those things were?
Yeah. People like
I mean,
put
yeah,
their mouths
but, you know,
around
they had
it.
water
Yeah,
bottles
Like the
and
whole
shit.
fountain
Like
just unhinges like a snake and just as
Like-
they like eat the fountain.
Like elementary and middle school water fountains
Yeah.
are disgusting.
Yeah.
Straight up disgusting. I would never use one. Unless I had to.
Don't blame
Unless
you.
I was like, I had to survive. That's it.
I feel like using like a bathroom sink to fill up a water bottle would be a safer bet, like a more
Yeah,
sanitary
that would
bet.
be less
So
gross.
what are-
less disgusting.
So let's say you're like in a desert, right? And you
I mean, I'll do it, but I'm not going to be
Yeah.
happy about it.
and you just come across the only source of water is
It's like a water
what?
fountain hooked up to a
From-
cactus.
from a middle school or an elementary school. You know, just sitting out there.
I,
You can just see how gross it is on top of the
ugh.
the
I mean, I
nozzle
would,
and everything.
More spit than metal.
oh my god. Ugh. Yeah, I'd do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'd have to then, you know. Just I don't really have a choice.
What if
Fair
what if
enough,
milk
yeah.
was the only thing?
Well,
Because I know you hate milk, and we were just talking about it.
I mean, I would wait a while to make sure there was nothing else because I'd be like, I wouldn't die, but I'd be in constant pain. So,
So that's yeah.
you know, like
Fair enough.
I really don't want to fuck with that.
It's like using alcohol to clean out a wound, I guess.
Yeah, except it's
sense.
like the alcohol. If it's like if the alcohol caused another injury,
Yeah.
but like you didn't die of an infection, I guess.
Yeah,
I
you just
guess.
die of dehydration,
Yeah,
which, both
and
circumstances.
if you're in
are
a
dead.
desert and there's milk, there's no fridges, right? So it's just
Oh yeah, it'd be like boiling milk.
it would get really hot and then
Does it separate? Does
rancid.
milk separate?
I mean, it can curdle,
Curdle? Yeah.
but
Like, in a cottage cheese.
yeah, I could.
Ugh.
It'd be nasty.
Would you
It'd
eat
be-
cottage cheese to survive in a desert?
I mean, I guess I cottage cheese looks gross. I don't think I've ever had it in my mouth before, but it just looks disgusting.
It's only okay if it's like an ingredient in lasagna. But if it's just like a bowl,
Really?
yeah, if it's just a bowl of cottage cheese, I can't just like eat it straight.
mean,
See,
it's-
I
it
don't
looks
like
fucking
cottage
gross.
cheese at all.
It
It's
looks
pretty
disgusting.
disgusting.
I mean, I think I've had it in lasagna now that I think about it. But
I dropped
Yeah.
my potato.
fucking
Jay's
potato.
got
Where's
this-
your potato?
Jay's got
I
the
just dropped
stress
it.
potato thing
Here
that
it
he
is.
squeezes.
Here, it's a
Yeah.
potato.
It's potato stress ball.
Yeah. Oh, I dropped it. I dropped
Brought
it
to you
again.
by Jayden
I dropped
LLC Stress Ball Potato Industries.
I don't know if that's real or not.
It is
but-
now. I'm making it today.
Okay.
And kind of distracting everyone on the podcast. So if you haven't listened to the podcast before, we talk about what would you do in a desert situations.
Yeah, that happens.
Not really, but we talked about comic book movie type stuff, video game type stuff, particularly in that order. And we're now on YouTube, so go check us out over there if you want video and like your podcast with some footage.
And you can see the potato stress ball we just
Yeah.
held up.
And you can see
I mean,
our
yeah, you can
faces.
look at it. You can see, I mean, for what that's worth, yeah.
1080p, so you can zoom in and be like, oh, it looks like a potato.
Yeah. That is what happens if you zoom in on 1080p. It
That
really,
does it.
I mean, it just, if you zoom in, it just doesn't look good anymore, you know?
Kind
It's
of
like
kills.
It's like huge 1080p TVs, like they're just kind of gross looking to me, like
Right.
like 70-inch ones, just like
What was it?
bleh.
Like 4K is probably the peak. I mean, obviously there's 8K.
Yeah,
but,
but you
but
can
I mean,
get
there's,
better, you know.
But like, I mean, there's at some point, I think it's like 6K maybe, where it's like you can't tell a difference.
Yeah, so I mean, 4K looks good on big screens. It's, you know, movie theaters.
Yeah, movie theaters do 4K.
Yeah, so. But those at that size, they do look, if you sit close enough, a little pixely at
Right.
times.
I mean, they're huge.
And you're also like
Hundreds
fucking,
of inches.
So eventually, maybe we can get like,
you're also
8K.
straining your neck by looking up at it,
yeah,
and your eyeballs, I guess, with the pixelated.
they should just have 8K movies already. Like,
yeah, come on,
That's what we need.
technology.
But
What are you
I
doing?
think
8K.
don't
Okay.
they what is it 35 millimeter, isn't that just standard 4K, right?
I think so, yeah.
And that's what they've been using for 80 years or whatever.
Yeah. It's same thing. I mean, it works.
And they're still
Yeah.
doing what is it, 24 FPS frames per second.
I think, yeah, that's what movies are. 24
Some nice lighting
FPS.
changes in
Yeah.
this shit.
Yeah, that was
Actually,
planned.
yeah, that's pretty cool. Actually.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave it like that.
So if you're
Yeah.
not seeing the video,
Yeah.
lighting just randomly changed.
Jay got bathed in light, and
Yeah.
I got pushed back into the depths of hell over here.
Contrast makes the podcast slightly more interesting.
Contrast makes the podcast.
Ah.
I don't
I'm here all week.
Okay. So let's get on with the news. Some big news this week of will they or won't they, happening all week, the day after we recorded last week.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah.
Disney, reports by CNBC that Disney is going to buy most of 21st Century Fox. The report is that they were in talks with 21st Century Fox to buy basically the entire company except news and sports. Basically, that'd be like the entertainment side, the television products, and movie products. I'm not sure if they had music, but I think that would be included as well. So that would obviously include, 21st Century Fox movies, FX television. It wouldn't include the Fox broadcast network because they already own ABC, and that's illegal by monopoly rules or broadcast rules, I guess. And so, so that news was reported on Monday. I don't even know
The possible deal,
Yeah,
sale, acquisition. as
the
you may say.
6th, I want to say, November
Yeah,
6th.
I think it was the 6th.
And then a couple of days later, there was a report saying that it was in fact not actually happening.
Yeah,
That
that's
21st Century Fox and Disney were actually talking about the sale, but they had stopped talking. Well, now it appears as that CNBC had a follow-up to that, which says yes, they are not making a deal, like a contract right now, but that doesn't mean the deal is done. That they're still in potential contracts, but it's just at a low point right now. So obviously big implications for a lot of things we've talked about on this podcast. The main one, probably the one we've talked about since the beginning of this podcast, is that Fox owns the film rights and TV rights to the X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
And along with that, another implication is that Disney is creating their new streaming service, which we talked about recently on the podcast. And it's a way to get more content for that podcast. I mean, for that subscription service to be more enticing to get more people to jump on. So I guess what are our thoughts on this whole potential acquisition of Fox by Disney?
If it happens, that'd be. I think I'd like that because you get a lot of the Marvel characters back. Of course, you get a ton of them, and that's the main reason I would like it. Other than that, I don't know like how much people would notice, like outside of that, because I doubt even if they did buy this that a lot would change. I don't think much would change.
Yeah.
Within what the company's doing. I think you'd probably get the Marvel stuff more coalesced into a single unit, but I don't think that would happen right away either, because I doubt they're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna stop making Deadpool movies, because we want to MCU this shit. Like I doubt I doubt that would happen.
No.
I think
I would hope that's not what would happen.
They can kill X-Men and like throw it into the MCU for all I care at this point. Like, Logan was good, but
yeah. I mean, as far as companies buying out companies, like Amazon bought Twitch.
Yeah.
And that hasn't like changed a whole lot. I think Twitch recently got Curse.
Yeah.
Which is like a mod service if you play World of Warcraft or Minecraft.
Yeah, you can get mods through that, yeah.
Yeah. So
not a lot changed
No.
with that, Most of the time that stuff doesn't change.
The
Twitch
main
Prime.
I'll say the main thing that changed was Twitch Prime and how it's linked to Amazon Prime.
Yeah. So I mean
So if you have one, you have the other.
So it's not like.
But that's not like a huge.
Yeah.
Change.
I want it to happen though. I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Obviously, it'd be cool to have X-Men and Fantastic Four specifically back in the MCU.
That is for sure.
As I have said many times, and I think we've all said many times on this podcast, it's interesting to see with kind of the implications on the streaming service side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously, they would have access to a lot more content. And I'm curious. I think
that's incredible.
That's on the podcast.
I was
now.
waiting for that to happen. I saw that.
I'm
that.
Sorry
happening.
for those
let me explain to the people.
No. Sorry. For those
Don't
who
bother putting it
just
back up.
heard
It's gonna fall
a
again.
loud noise, Jay just got hit in the head with a piece of paper that fell from the ceiling.
It's gonna happen again.
No, I got this.
You
time it's good.
You said that the first
No,
time.
this time I'm not lying to you.
Okay.
I was lying to you.
Okay.
Well, we'll wait for that to happen again.
Yeah.
I think they can hear me, so you guys are just talking.
I mean, they can kind of hear you.
They can maybe hear you a little.
This is
bit.
how we set up the lighting.
He's putting up like there's a piece of paper that blocks out part of the light, and it fell on Jay's head. If you're listening, if you're watching, you would have seen that. But
so go to YouTube and check it out.
yeah,
It's really cool. All the cool kids are doing.
I'm gonna have to cut together because I have that telling that Cheez-It story.
Yeah.
That video of you telling the Cheez-It story.
Oh God.
A couple other weird like test videos of you, and then this of the paper falling on your head. I might have to just cut those together.
Make like some kind of like remix.
Well, a lot more
Paper
action
just like
than I
pop,
expected.
like hitting me repeatedly.
That'd be pretty good.
I'm gonna take a sad drink of my miscellaneous energy drink.
Miscellaneous. Starts with an M. What else starts with an M?
No, it's actually called
Movies.
It's actually called miscellaneous energy drink. It's made by JLLC. Potato, whatever I said before.
The paper that fell on your head.
That's also made by JLLC.
Yeah.
I have
want
really
that to happen
weird
again.
products.
Like I really want.
Well,
that
that provided some more.
Please, for the love of God.
Excitement than I don't think we've ever had on this podcast before.
Well, there was
Falling paper.
there was all those really inappropriate things the first like 5 to 10.
Yeah.
Like,
Probably not a
I
good
won't
idea.
mention them, but there was.
But they're there.
They're
and
up there.
anyone can
They're
find
there.
them at
Like,
any
they're
time.
on SoundCloud. You
Yeah.
can find them if you want. Yeah, you
I
can.
think they're also on iTunes, but I'm not sure.
I
About
think
that.
iTunes only has. I don't think iTunes
like
has
36 and after or something weird like that.
Something, yeah, something along those lines. I don't exactly know why, but
I will say,
because we were late to iTunes. I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, we actually were. Yeah, it took a while
Right.
for
the
that to
fourth
get
wall
approved.
just like exploded as soon as the paper fell on my head.
I mean, the fourth wall is like paper thin.
Yeah.
on, like podcasts,
Just like the paper that fell on my head.
Yeah,
I'm just
It's
feeling
fucking
it's gonna
paper.
fall again.
Yeah, no. Now I'm like super paranoid.
yeah, I
like
want it. Yeah,
I keep looking up at it, but then you can't hear me very well, so I have to like look up quickly and check between like.
I mean, if it falls,
talking
you
into the
probably
mic.
it's likely that it will fall when you're not looking at it.
Yeah, it's
Like
true.
that's
Like when you put toast in a toaster, and you're just like staring at it, waiting for the toast to be done, and it doesn't, and then you walk away and pop, there's a toast.
that
Okay,
that
yeah,
works.
yeah.
Or like
sure.
Jack in the Box.
Sure, but
I've never been to that restaurant.
No,
I
I'm talking about like the toy.
Oh, oh, okay. I thought we were talking about the place that sells tacos.
wait, what? It sells tacos?
Jack in the Box has tacos.
Actually,
yeah.
I've never been to one. So I guess I
I've
don't
never
know.
seen one.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in the Midwest, so
Is it like it's like out west, right?
I would
think so.
imagine.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm guessing either West Coast or East Coast.
Shows how little you know about.
I mean,
shit.
I just
Truly.
want to go eat there. Like, I want to find one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Disney buying 21st Century Fox.
Might happen. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Streaming
paper
service
doesn't
would be
fall
cool.
on their head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
I'm-
line of paperwork. Ready
Yeah,
to
a lot of
fall on.
paperwork will fall onto the laps of the individuals involved in this deal. Yes.
I'm a little worried about what's gonna happen to Netflix if this goes through, because if Disney like pulls all of their products from Netflix, like that's gonna super fuck Netflix.
Well, not exactly. I mean,
They already
Well,
kind of have like
they-
a starting place, but
I mean,
like
they
if
kinda-
Daredevil and Jessica
They
Jones,
kind of
and all
already
that-
are. And the thing
Yeah.
is, it seems like it's still up in the air whether the Netflix Marvel TV shows like Jessica Jones, Daredevil, etc., all the other Defenders will actually leave the service. That's still up in the air, I guess.
well, they
I feel
are
like they'd at
they are
least charge
Netflix
them.
originals, so I mean they're
It's just
So it's kinda-
I'm more
Oh,
worried
yeah.
about I guess them ending.
yeah, like them ending them.
That
and
would
then,
suck.
Yeah, and then trying to make new shows on there.
Right. Yeah. Kind of like they did it with the cartoon, but still with Star Wars. I think it was the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped that because they got bought by Disney.
Yeah.
That was on Cartoon Network, and then they moved over to Disney, and then they made a new show instead to kind of take that audience.
Mhm.
So they kind of ended a show that a lot of people really liked, and did that. I hope they don't do that with this.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have a reason to, really.
I mean, it's
mean-
more like, hey, stop getting people to watch Netflix. Start getting people to watch our
Yeah.
subscription service.
Yeah.
Actually, which brings me, I'll just come back to the next topic. Moving on to the second top, or I guess I had it third, but second topic for our purposes. With the Disney streaming service, we have reports of a new Star Wars TV show that's going to be original to that service, as well as some new Marvel TV shows coming to that service. And then also rumors going around about the Netflix exclusives kind of leaving Netflix, obviously, such as like Daredevil, etc., with Defenders shows we just talked about. So it appears as though Star Wars will be getting its own TV show. Same with some new Marvel shows.
Mm-hmm.
And then still kind of up in the air for the Netflix TV shows, but it seems like rumors are that they will be leaving Netflix potentially for
this streaming service.
the streaming service, but I think Netflix has like exclusive rights to it or something. and so it just might end altogether. But I guess what are your thoughts on this news? I guess obviously we just talked about the Defenders Marvel shows on Netflix. What are your thoughts on a potential new Marvel show on this new streaming service and a Star Wars show, which we've never really seen before?
The Star Wars one I'm most excited about. I would say that as long as they don't fuck it up, which they probably won't. I mean, given their track record, they're probably not going to fuck it up. Mm-hmm. But I do hope, though, that if... I don't really see a situation where like it's gonna look good for them like ending all of these shows that people like, because I don't know if they can just like, I'm unaware, I guess, that if they can just reboot Daredevil or something, or even if that would go over well
I
with
think
audiences.
with TV shows, based on my limited knowledge on what happened with Constantine and kind of Futurama to some extent, the company that they're the channel, I guess in this case would be Netflix, that produces it, has the rights to do it, but they can sell it to other networks to create new episodes. So like Futurama did it, and then they sold it to Comedy Central when they had already canceled it, you know, everything. But a couple of years later, they sold it to Comedy Central, and now it's going to Sci-Fi, which will create new episodes. For that, I remember Constantine was on, I believe it was on Fox, but I might be wrong. And people were talking about other networks to pick it up. I don't think that happened, but I'm not entirely sure. And then obviously Supergirl was dropped by CBS but picked up by CW, so TV shows can extend their life with different networks, but I'm not sure how much Netflix is going to cooperate with Disney after what they're kind of doing.
I mean, or at the very least, they'd like, the price would be ridiculous. Like it would be like they would
see, yeah, and that's the thing, right? And that's kind of what I'm afraid of, because it feels like, right, so they'd just do different shows, right?
Yeah.
And not continue these great shows that I want more of.
Yeah, because and I don't think that would go over too well with fans, because all those shows have large fan bases.
Yeah.
You know, they have relatively large fan bases at this point. And I just...
Some of the most watched things on Netflix.
Like, I don't think that's a good move for them.
I mean, to be in Netflix shoes, though, like, being all buddy-buddy with Disney, and all of a sudden Disney's like, lol, we're going to make a competitive streaming service. Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Because Disney's huge. Like, if anyone can compete with Netflix, it'd be Disney. Definitely not Best Buy.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
I meant Blockbuster. Whatever. Best Buy can't compete either.
Yeah.
They're both fucked.
The thing I'm probably... so, yeah, obviously that's a big issue I have with it. Obviously, I think I've said I'm not interested in the streaming service. I think especially... I would think they would have to get that 21st Century Fox deal in order for it to make it even somewhat interesting to enticing to get me to go on. But another thing is, I don't know, I've got this weird feeling that they wouldn't do what Netflix has done with the Marvel shows and go like an R rating. Like the Marvel shows like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, etc. are like rated R TV shows. I have a feeling that on the Disney service they might do like a PG-13 sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, especially if they put the Disney name on it.
They want it to be family friendly.
Right, because Disney has this this brand image of being very family friendly, like you said, and putting out like R-rated stuff isn't what they do. In fact, they don't even allow smoking on their
in their
show.
Any of their stuff.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there's that in Marvel shows, but I'm not entirely sure. and I feel like they would,
definitely the
especially if they put Disney, like the Disney brand on it, the streaming service.
Yeah.
I think they wouldn't allow it to be above a PG-13 rating, and I guess that's what I fear most because I think the R rating has done so well for these properties. But I don't know. Maybe that's an overreaction.
Or they could leave, like, realistically, what could happen, because these shows are so popular, is that these are, like, the only things related to Disney on Netflix. Because if they don't want their name associated with anything with an R rating, but they can still make money off of these properties.
Yeah.
You know, that could occur as well.
Right.
That could be a...
But I feel like just in general they're going to try and stop it, just because it's you're basically sending people to the competitor.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate that that's the case now, but it is what it is.
I mean, everybody's trying to be Netflix at this point.
Yeah.
Although it is interesting that a Star Wars TV show is gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm like interested, but I like, just judging by like the choices they've made with what to do with Star Wars, like what extra Star Wars things to make. There's a good chance it's gonna be a concept that I'm entirely uninterested in.
Yeah.
Like, let's tell a story about rebels during the days of the Empire. Fuck that.
Let's have a season about pod racing.
Like, just please, God, leave.
It's going to Jar Jar Binks' backstory.
Can we leave this 50-year period? Like, ever? Can we
Probably.
ever leave this period of time? Like,
Probably not.
like
No.
I just, every time like we go back there, I'm just a little more like uninterested. Like,
Yeah.
it's like we
It's
gotta.
like, I know the important stuff already.
Yeah, it's like the new movies, like the new trilogy's fine, but like, because that's like moving ahead, like things are going on that I don't already know the end to.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'd be more interested in the past than the future, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's
Depends
so
on
many
how far in the
stories.
past.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
mean,
like Rogue One was technically in the past. Same with the
Yeah.
Han Solo film.
but like far enough to where the Death Star isn't even a fucking concept, and it's just not talked about or looked at or even like thought about.
Or there's like no characters that exist now
Yeah.
that are there.
Yeah, like just completely like it's been talked about before, I'm sure, like Jedi versus like lightsaber battles.
Yeah, like
Like full on wars.
Yeah, that would be that's what I want.
Thousands or tens of thousands of Jedi just charging like the
Fucking
front
people up.
lines, and yeah, it'd be
That's-
so cool.
I want that because like everything is so like, to me anyway, feels so subdued.
Yeah,
Like everything with the Force and Jedi feels very subdued in the movies that I like, because I do not like episode 1, 2, and 3. Of course, like, I mean, a lot
Right.
of people don't.
Yeah.
Some people do, I guess. Out there is probably someone that likes those, but
their
I
opinion's
don't.
wrong, and it's fine.
and there's like, those movies have the most people with lightsabers,
Yeah,
but like,
that's true. Yeah,
but they don't have. It's never.
it's a lot
used
more
if it's-
talking.
Yeah, it's never used effectively. And
Yeah.
then in the movies that I do like, there's no Jedi. There's like basically none.
right.
Because, I mean, you could make the argument that there is no Jedi ever. Like, Luke is not even really one after episode 3.
Yeah,
Like, there really
After
isn't.
episode
Like, Obi-Wan's
there,
but
Yoda's there.
yeah, I guess Yoda's there too. But they don't really do. They're like they're so old that they're not like.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, I tell you mystical shit.
Yeah, I tell
now."
you mystical shit now, and that's about it.
So speaking of Star Wars new stuff that they could go into, Lucasfilm also announced this week that Rian Johnson, director of Star Wars: The Last Jedi, will be creating a new Star Wars trilogy. He's set to write and direct with longtime collaborator Ram Bergman, who's also on board to produce, according to Lucasfilm. Apparently they really like what he's done with The Last Jedi and are excited to create a new series of film So, new trilogy. Does it take place after
I hope
this
so.
one? Is it a continuation of it? Is it completely new?
I hope it's either after or so far before that there's no connect. There's like
The
absolute
Death Galaxy.
dear Lord.
Multiple Death Stars.
The Death Planet? Wait, that already exists.
Yeah,
right?
that
Yeah.
exists.
The Death
Gun.
the Death Asteroid.
Yeah.
It's much smaller, but I can take out like half a planet.
I mean, like, you know, like
So it
SSD
takes
cards
two
got
shots.
smaller and smaller.
It
Yeah.
takes 2 shots to take out a planet
Yeah.
this time.
They balanced it out. They patched it because it was
Yeah.
unbalanced.
And instead of 1, there's 2 very open plot, or I almost said plot holes. To
It's coming.
it's
fucking coming.
You know,
It is
air
coming.
ventilation in the middle of space.
It's God.
Gotta vent that space air.
See, I just want it to be like it'll probably be good, whatever it is, but just be more imaginative, people
Yeah.
who make these movies, please.
Please, for the love of God.
Like, stop just retreading. Like I liked it. Like, I liked episode 7 a lot, but I will admit it is 100% a retread. There's nothing new about that movie whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, it is. It's
Yeah.
like I still loved it, but come on.
Also, for those of you watching at home on YouTube or whatever, the paper is falling a little bit again, so it might hit me on the face again.
That'd be funny.
So-
I'd like that.
I hope it
Hey,
doesn't.
man.
But I was gonna say on the topic of Star Wars, I found a video, also on YouTube. It was Order 66 to the tune of "Take on Me" by Aha.
Wait,
And it was great.
When did you see that? Because I just saw that today. Like,
I saw it I think Friday is when I watched
it's like
it.
it just
It
showed
was
up on
so
my feed.
good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I saw
pretty
that earlier
upbeat.
today.
Except for the fact that, you know, all the Jedi are dying. It's pretty great.
On that note, you should look up Donald Trump sings "Fireflies" by Owl City
Oh,
at some
God.
point. It's pretty great.
Nothing to do with Star Wars except for Owl City talks about stars.
Yeah, he does kind of
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that does it for movie type stuff this week. I guess last thing I want to mention: Daredevil season 3 started filming recently, so
We'll get
excited
that.
to see that.
We'll get that
coming.
eventually. Yeah.
Seems like all the Defenders Netflix shows will go at least one more season
Yeah.
before all this shit possibly goes down. Moving on into video games. Electronic Arts has bought Titanfall developer Respawn Entertainment.
That studio's dead.
Respawn is doomed.
I'm sorry, Respawn. They're gonna make you make a game you don't want to make that's trendy now, but won't be trendy when it releases in 3 years. That game will fail. They'll make you make a different game that will also fail for various reasons, and then they'll close your studio.
Required microtransactions.
So in EA's press release, they bought them. The deal was worth $455 million,
Jeez.
which includes cash, equity, and performance milestone payments. So they're buying people who made Titanfall. So they apparently outbid South Korean publisher Nexon, which was going to buy the company. Nexon publishes
gonna
the
buy it.
Titanfall mobile game.
Interesting.
They
It's a
made an
mobile
offer
game?
to buy it, and EA had 30 days to match that offer, which they chose to do. So in addition to that, they announced that there will be a third Titanfall game,
Hey, that's good news.
and
think
then
we-
they are also developing a Star Wars game that's not Battlefront.
Okay.
I feel like the studios I don't trust the most, like that I hate the most, are now sticking their fingers in every single game that sounds interesting to me.
Yeah.
On an interesting note, we recently talked about EA shutting down Visceral Games.
Mhm.
It sounds like, or at least it seems like, that maybe that was part of like
The
this.
reason?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this purchasing of Respawn was the part of the reason for shutting down Visceral Games.
Mm-hmm.
To keep some cash flow going without having to, I guess, create news.
Yeah,
To be fair, that's a lot of money that they got bought out for. So if I were like the CEO of Respawn, I'd probably take it and just like move to Hawaii and be like, "Fuck it,
Yeah,
have fun with whatever games they throw out." I'm retired.
I mean, I'm a bit worried because it is EA and they fucked up. Well, I don't know if it was their fault, but it kind of seems like it. Like they fucked up like several studios that I really like. Like
Yeah.
BioWare is making it like I know a lot of people are excited for it, but I'm not really. That Anthem game, to me, it just
Yeah.
looked like a Destiny clone. It's like if you're making a Destiny clone, you're not gonna beat Destiny.
No,
That's just not gonna happen.
it's already got a huge. Bungie has a huge fan
Yeah.
base already.
Like it's like everyone. This feels like this games as a service thing feels like right after like 2006 2007 when like everybody was trying to make an MMO because they were like, oh shit, WoW's so popular, and like most of them just fucking crashed and burned, like and just disappeared. No one cared about them.
No one like tries to make inventive ideas, or people do, but it's a lot more rare to see.
Yeah,
And people
definitely.
just like taking each other's ideas.
The industry is one of
Yeah, it's a big-
copycats.
Oh yeah, every fucking
everyone
It
copies,
sucks.
except like Nintendo. Basically, everyone copies the new and cool thing.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
copied the trend, and I feel like if you didn't make the trend or you don't show up in the trend early, like you're just not gonna. It's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then it's like you're not really good at it. You're just kind of
You're just kind of doing it, you
right.
know?
Yeah, because like that's it was kind of the thing with like open world games, right? Like after Skyrim came out, everyone was like trying to make these big open world games. Like even like I think Halo, they want that to be more open than other games, even though it's clearly a linear based
Yeah.
game. But yeah, trends like that are weird. But I guess one thing I would say about EA buying Respawn, it seems like it's better than Nexon buying them.
Maybe. I guess I don't know. I mean, Nexon.
Because it seems like, I don't know, I guess the way I think of it, it seems like they'd be more focused on mobile gaming, like handheld on your phone and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Nexon
Fair enough.
also. I don't know if they're still the people who make it. They made that. They were associated at least with that Dungeon Fighter.
Dungeon
MMO.
Fighter Online.
Yeah, Dungeon
Yeah,
Fighter
that's
Online.
a fun one.
Yeah, that game's great. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a good not WoW MMO.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that
Because it's
very
unique
Yeah.
and has like gameplay elements you wouldn't expect,
Yeah,
like side-scrolling MMO.
yeah, side-scrolling beat 'em up MMO.
Yeah,
like that's
that's
fucking
awesome.
cool. But
Should check it out if you haven't.
yeah, it's on Steam, I think.
Yeah,
So,
it's
I
on
mean,
Steam now.
The system requirements are like very low.
Yeah.
So go check that out. I think it's free to play too. So I mean, most things like that are.
Yeah, free-to-play microtransactions.
Yeah. that
What
kind
you'd
of
expect.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm excited to see whatever their Star Wars game is. I hope it's not a games as a service because there's already a Star Wars game. There's already a Star Wars MMO. So
I don't know. It's EA doing it. EA has all the access to the Star Wars games for some reason.
KOTOR 3, except it'll be bad. It'll be all about the Death Star.
It'll probably be some shooter, probably like
Like Destiny.
Commando, Republic
Yeah.
Commando.
Oh,
I
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
mind that.
Or like it'd probably be like a Call of Duty style, maybe.
That'd be fine. Except Battlefront is kind of that.
It's more of a Battlefield style shooter. Like
Yeah,
big epic battle scale
I
sort of
guess-
thing.
We'll see. I just don't know if there's room exactly for like if they want to, because those would eat each other a little bit.
Yeah. I think they have to be better about spacing out their games because Titanfall 1 was great. Titanfall 2 came out like right in between Call of Duty and Battlefield. Was it Battlefield 1 or
Yeah, Battlefield 1.
or Battlefront? I don't remember. But it was like those two are kind of eating it. They're the same audience, and they're both produced by the same company, EA, Battlefield 1 and Titanfall. So it's kind of like eating into your own sales.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I Titanfall 2 is a good game. I know that. Like, I've played it a little bit. Like, it's not bad. It's just like most people were gonna gravitate towards Call of Duty or Battlefield, and that's partially because Titanfall 1 was an Xbox One exclusive at the beginning of the like life cycle. So basically, like, if someone had just played PS4, like, they probably just didn't care whatsoever about Titanfall 2. You know,
Yeah.
if they had just played PS4, like, most of that audience probably just, it's like, I'm gonna go buy one of these instead, because they're Call of Duty and Battlefield much more popular.
Oh yeah.
But third one, hopefully they'll release it in like a spring release, or like maybe even a summer. Like, that'd be a lot better.
Yeah, I don't think the spring really has much in the way of shooters. A lot of those come out in the fall. So it'd be a nice change of pace and probably allow them more sales and improve on everything. But yeah, it buys Respawn for a lot of money.
Bye, Respawn. It's nice knowing you.
Moving on, we got some rumors from Reddit in regards to Nintendo. Rumors going about that Game Freak had produced a Pokemon Stars, as we had previously heard about before. Apparently that was true, but it was just an engine test for like a tech demo thing to see if the engine would work on the Nintendo Switch. Metroid Prime 4, which was showed at E3 earlier this year, will be revealed with some in-game footage early next year, in like July, the rumor says, and it's being developed by Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco.
I mean, close enough.
And apparently there's going to be a new Animal Crossing coming out next year. Yes. Switch Virtual Console will be different than how it's been known. It will be some sort of subscription-based service.
Ooh.
Okay.
Mother 3 is apparently real. Completely localized and playable. Held back, apparently. And then Square Enix is producing The World Ends With You 2 exclusively for the Nintendo Switch. And apparently Blizzard is preparing a Hearthstone port for the Switch. I'm not sure when it will be announced.
Yeah, okay. It's weird that makes me want to buy it more, because it's like, I already
You
play it on my phone. I can play it on my computer, you know, but...
Can't you do it for free on those?
Yeah. I mean, it'll probably be free on Switch, too. It'll probably just be on the... you'll just download it in the shop, and then, you know, microtransactions, because that's what that game is. That game is microtransactions. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what it is. It's card packs, but that's pretty awesome, though. I want that game to come to, like, Xbox, PS4. I know there's really no reason for them to do that, because, like, everybody has a smartphone.
But then you can sit down anywhere and play.
Well,
no matter where you are, you'd be able to play Hearthstone.
And there'd be achievements.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I want achievements in Hearthstone. Give me achievements.
Need gamer score.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm excited for all of that news.
Yeah,
assuming
that sounds
it's true.
cool.
It's all rumors, but if
one
it's true.
thing I want to say, I'm not a fan of the Virtual Console being a subscription thing.
No.
I guess I want to I just want to own those games, you know?
Yeah, I'd rather just buy them individually.
Fair enough, yeah.
Maybe if they had both options, I'd be okay with it. Kind of like if you want, you can just subscribe and have everything.
Yeah.
But if not, you can buy them individually, sort of thing.
The only reason I would like it is it may make it cheaper. If you just play like $12 a month, you can play any of the games. Yeah.
More expensive in the long run, depending on how much they charge for it.
That's true.
And I mean, you don't have to sub every month too.
Right.
So I mean, that's something I know people do for like streaming services or like, you know, EA Access, stuff like that.
Right. But yeah, interesting news. sounds pretty good.
That's sweet.
Hopefully a new Pokemon game comes out next year.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I mean, what's the like? Was it like Ultra Sun and Moon or whatever?
Yeah, Ultra Sun and Moon is coming out on 3DS. I think in
This month. It's in like a couple
at the end of
weeks.
this month. I think the 23rd or something.
Yeah, are those? I didn't really look at those too hard. Are they just like kind of reboots
I would think
of,
it's like Black and White too, sort
Okay.
of.
Yeah.
So it's the same region as as Sun and Moon, but
Mhm.
different story, I think, and
yeah.
some new Pokemon,
Okay.
but mostly the same. So yeah, and then I think that does it for the news this week, unless anything
Mm-hmm.
else. Going into the juice for this week. The Pokemon Go developers Niantic is developing
Rich
a
as fuck.
they're developing a Harry Potter AR game called Harry Potter Wizards Unite. The augmented reality game, I think it'll supposed to play similar to or have similar gameplay elements as Pokemon Go. People roaming, the world and finding different things. So yeah,
Gotta get that
Harry
those
Potter
normie,
stuff,
those
and
normie bucks.
and I guess I just want to ask, so does this game interest you? And then what is your thought on AR games, augmented reality games, specifically on a phone, and what your thoughts on those are?
I mean, like, I'll probably play it for a bit. Like, Pokemon Go is enjoyable, but it's not. It was never something that I intended to like play for more than a little while. It's just
Yeah.
like something fun to do for a couple days, walk around with some friends, catch some Pokemon, and I think that they're enjoyable, but they're not. For me, they're not deep enough experiences for me to really keep my attention for that long.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm. It's cool that that's happening, and I'm definitely gonna. As soon as it comes out, I'm gonna give it a try, but not something I'm under any illusion I'll be playing for more than a couple days or weeks.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna really be playing those. Pokemon Go really fell off quick. I mean, I enjoyed it when I played it, but kind of loses its luster. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and one of like
After
the
a
big
bit.
like driving factors of Pokemon Go was that it was such a huge
Like thing.
property.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like lots of fans. Everyone knows what it is or knew what it was
Mhm.
at one point in their life. And so when Pokemon Go was coming out, they're like, "Oh, I remember Pikachu or the rat or whatever." At least maybe they don't
Yeah.
know all of them, but
My fucking mom.
like I
played
feel like maybe
it. So like. She
Yeah,
never
like-
know what
Played it.
Pokemon.
people you didn't like, people you would never think would play it were playing it. Like it was nuts. But I feel like the property for Harry Potter is
I
well
don't
known,
know.
but I think smaller than
I don't know. I
Pokemon.
think
Yeah.
I think Harry Potter actually might be bigger.
You think? Well,
Because
I guess because of the books.
Because, those
At
are
least.
movies and people who don't play video games. I mean, sure, people who don't play video games know what Pokemon are. But,
Yeah.
Harry Potter, at least for a while, was the biggest movie franchise out there. Obviously, 8 books and 9 movies or something.
I think it's 7.
7 books, 8 movies.
Yeah, pretty sure it's 7.
And yeah, people are obsessed with Harry Potter. So I think if there's anything that even come close to Pokemon, it's Harry Potter. But that being said, I don't think it'll have as much of an impact as Pokemon Go did, because there was kind of nothing like Pokemon Go before.
Yeah, it was new.
Well, and Harry
New
Potter hasn't had like a lot of video game experience. I mean, as much as Pokemon has,
Yeah,
anyways.
there's been some
Yeah.
some of the movie games aren't bad.
Yeah, no,
For Harry Potter.
but Harry Potter is more based on like the movies and the books, and
Right.
Pokemon had like movies and comics, I'm sure, but like a card game.
Yeah,
And
card
like,
game, TV show.
yeah, like
So,
it was closer to the mobile game property than Harry Potter is, I think.
mhm.
So I mean, it'll still be popular.
Yeah, it'll be fucking huge probably
Yeah.
when it comes out. That's Harry Potter's like. I don't mean this pejoratively. Like I don't. This isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it's like the normie. I'm into something nerdy thing. You know, like it's,
Right.
Yeah.
it's the
It is pretty
it's like
It's like I kind of get what you're saying, like the whole nerd thing, but you're not really into
Yeah.
anything else.
you're just
nerdy.
like you're a not in a bad way. Like it's not bad.
So you're an average person.
Yeah, you're like
Yeah.
a normal person. You're like
Yeah.
an average person with average tastes, and Harry Potter slots into that pretty easily.
right.
So do Marvel movies, admittedly, but most
Well,
people
I mean,
with
like
normal
Skyrim,
taste
too.
don't play all of them, don't see all of them.
Like a lot of those fantasy, like just generic fantasy, like Skyrim,
Mhm.
is like the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like I know
Because
a
you
couple
fight
people,
dragons, you wear like armor, you swing swords. Like,
Because I know a couple. I've known of a couple people who like they play video games, but they're not like super into video
Yeah,
games. But like
sure.
they play Skyrim and some other
Right, yeah.
stuff.
exactly.
I see that, but
I think Harry Potter. I think is similar
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
That kind of same
it's like
feel.
weird though, because I feel like Skyrim's a lot like you have to dedicate a lot of time to it.
Yeah,
so
it
it
is
just seems
kinda-
odd that if you weren't really someone who plays video games all the time, like you would really be.
I mean, but it's like your only game you play.
True.
So,
It's like the only thing you play. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So that does it for us on this week's episode of the Clever Original Podcast. Jay, if you want to find you on the social media sphere, where could they do that?
Well, this paper's gonna fall on my head in like 2 seconds.
It looks
So-
pretty stable. Right?
So if people wanted to find out you before you die,
Before I
Yeah.
die from this paper falling on my head, at Twitter at Jayden Reinhart.
and JJ, what about you? Where could people
You can find me at Twitter, JLarson107. I'm actually using Twitter now, like
Nice.
more frequently. I'm trying to like get it. It's the only social media thing I just don't understand, so like I'm just trying
Okay.
to use it.
Yeah,
So,
probably a good idea. And
It's like Facebook for people with less of an attention span.
that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's the continue.
and then you can find me losing my voice right now. So I don't need my voice for Twitter.
Yeah.
Kody Misialek on Twitter. Find us all at clever_original on Twitter. And as you are right now, and now on YouTube, listen to us each and every week. SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll catch you next week, guys, on episode 123.
Peace.